Comics Plus, what's going on? My name's Akasan.
What's up, Super Cruz? DC Son, good to see you again.
Miss Marvel, episode 3? Yeah, I think 3
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
Quick question about this. Last
uh-huh.
time we did our the ending recap or Q&A or whatever, and we were asking how people felt about it, if they felt like it was pandering or thought it was good, that kind of stuff. Have you gotten any responses back yet? You forgot about it?
I don't think anybody answered anything in particular. I mean, some people, I do remember some people were talking about it, like they were just saying, like, unfortunately, but I think, honestly, so Miss Marvel is the lowest rated or lowest watched Marvel Disney Plus show, or it might be the lowest watched Disney Plus show within the Marvel and Star Wars debut.
Do you think it's because a lot of people don't know her outside of the comics?
I think it's not that. I just think it's star power. Like, there's not one famous person in Miss Marvel, to my knowledge. I mean, I think one of the guys was in the guy who plays, I call him Discount Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah.
He was in The Walking Dead. That's about it. So it's like there's nobody really that has that star power. Moon Knight has Oscar Isaacs, Uma Thurman's husband, Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hawke.
I know who you meant. Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. But I knew who you meant.
But anyways, there's like a huge fan base. So everything, and then obviously WandaVision, all the other ones have their carryover from
movies,
the movies that we know them well. Even She-Hulk possibly will outperform Miss Marvel, because we all know that OG Hulk is going to be in there for at least a little bit.
So all these shows have so in short, all these other shows basically benefited from star power carryover from feature films, things of that nature, where this one is basically starting from scratch. So that's why it may not be making the mainstream review numbers that the other shows have.
Now, if you told me,
and it's the only one that's geared towards quote unquote teens, so to speak, compared to the other ones.
Right.
Okay.
Now, if you tell me Ned from Homecoming or somebody, or Flash, that'd be kind of
interesting. So yeah, I'm just messing. So basically, it's like watching this show. I'm enjoying it because it is a change of pace compared to some of the other shows that we've been watching, and I'm kind of feeling a bit of the opposite, where I'm kind of happy that there aren't any big stars in the first two episodes, because it makes it fresh for me. Maybe later on in the season they might have some, but so far I'm kind of enjoying it because it's not heavy.
And okay, somebody did bring this up. You asked me if somebody, like, there was an argument that was like, okay, well, because my biggest argument is the fact, like, it's not for us. It's not for people like us. Yeah. We're in, mid 30s here, past that, me. But black men living in Japan, right? This is a show generally targeted for younger women, and it's ideally speaking, and younger people, younger women, coming of age story, possibly even Muslim practicing people, because it's going to be relatable. It's still, I think it's written very, very well, but again, like Stargirl, like any of the CW shows, it's not necessarily going to be something that's going to keep me to be like, I gotta watch this. She's just like me. No, but one thing I will point out is that somebody brought up in the comments is like, well, what's the difference between this and Homecoming with a young Peter Parker? Well, for that, I offer the idea that I grew up on Peter Parker. Peter Parker's retelling in Homecoming is not so different from what I've known in the comics, so therefore I can sit through it. I've always been of the type that I've said that I've never really liked young Peter Parker, but I'm willing to sit through Tom Holland's version of it just because I know that it'll eventually get to the point that I was introduced into Spider-Man, which is the Amazing Spider-Man. So, married, had a hot-ass wife, and Todd McFarlane drew the shit out of her. So the difference between that is that it's a little more recognizable. Peter Parker is kind of the everyday man in the bad luck situation where, he's given superpowers, but he still has that Parker luck. It's just a little bit different. I think I wrote something a little bit smarter in the reply to the comments, but I think that's a little bit of the difference between that and Miss Marvel, I suppose, because Spider-Man eventually will always be a legacy character, where Miss Marvel is
maybe becoming one.
Yeah,
because this is kind of like
yeah.
Peter Parker, Spider-Man, when it was first introduced.
Yeah.
So it's building up in years because, from my understanding, she is one of the more popular characters in the comic books and things
in the younger generation, and the books sold really well. But and that's also another thing. It's like I would even argue the thing about Miles Morales and Into the Spider-Verse. You could argue a bit that Miles Morales was somewhat carried by the Spider-Man franchise in general because he's so connected to Spider-Man.
I would say many characters throughout their runs, if they have any connection to one of the legacy characters, they do get that bit of a bump because there is that immediate connection.
And you can see that they're trying. That's one of the reasons why I think there's such a dramatic change in Miss Marvel's origins, because they're trying to give her the bump from Captain Marvel. Now, if Captain Marvel was actually in the show, that'd probably be kind of good. Think about Naomi series.
Yeah,
they were using Superman
to get a bump right. And it was always like, hey, he's right there or he's over there, but you'd never see him in Smallville.
So I think
that's fine, but
so
you still needed to have something a bit.
And
more.
Naomi got canceled like that, so I think that's exactly what Miss Marvel is kind of dealing with right now. Is the fact that it doesn't have any star power, it has a connection to the MCU, but just the fact that it's got the lowest views, it's still doing fairly good, I think. And that I think it's a well-written show.
It doesn't deserve to be canceled.
Yeah, of course not.
And I say that for so many reasons. One, because it is a story that's told about another culture that isn't frequently talked about or viewed, but also because it is a show that seems that's geared towards a younger audience, and they do need to have that kind of content because they need to have their shows too.
And look, exactly, and the same thing. It's like, were you guys all out there trying to cancel Stargirl? No, of course not. So let's
Stargirl was somewhat entertaining.
Let's get off the Miss Marvel hate because you're not enjoying it or you feel like it's too woke or whatever. It's not. It's just not for you. That's it. Anyways, full reaction available on Patreon, guys. Make sure you hit the channel, all of that good stuff. I'm gonna put this stuff in the freezer before it melts. Your latest reaction to Miss Marvel starts now.
I've been waiting a very long time to meet you.
Yeah, you were right. And after seeing that again, it's from her grandmother's perspective.
Yeah, I think so.
Good call.
Yep, they always get you with the music. Oh, here we go. Partide. Midnight.
Hey, I'm like, are we about to see a reference to Moon Knight?
Maria, Celine, I found it.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I found the bangle. He said we would need two.
There's the grandma. Yep.
There are two bangles. And it's from space, that's why that character's skin is
Kree.
blue.
It's a fucking Kree soldier. There's the connection.
She's like, give it to me. It's the 10 Rings.
It is. Oh, shit.
So the 10 Rings
you guys
came
wanted
from
some
Kree?
MCU connections, motherfucker. Here you go.
Just one bangle.
Yeah, something's up, because she ain't aged. Yeah, all of them are...
Was from another dimension.
None of them aged.
We're not here by choice. We were exiled.
And just when we got close to finding our way home,
He assumed she got lost.
Yo, they might be scrolls then.
Like so many others.
But weren't scrolls green?
I mean, they shapeshifted, but yeah.
Yeah, but the one that died was blue.
Right, but the Kree Skrull War.
Ah, gotcha.
Very good for being around in the 40s. Thank you.
It was Aisha's wish to bring us all home. And now you must finish what she started.
Thank you, Kylo. Yeah.
In our home dimension, the Noor dimension, we're known as the clandestines. As to what we are, we've been called Ajnabi, Majnu, unseen. The list goes on. But what we're most commonly known as is Jinn.
I'm sorry, did you just say Jen?
Jinn are... So, in their culture, jinn can actually be spiritual,
What?
almost like demons.
Jinn.
Yeah, spelled with a D, DJIN.
I wonder what that is in the comic.
Spirit of Islam, similar to an angel.
Oh, okay. So it's not. It's not Kriyar. Scroll. Damn it.
Unless that's what they use to explain it on Earth.
Because they are blue,
Yep.
like the Kree. It's like, don't spoil yourself.
No, just looking up
Okay.
specifically for some of the names. But yeah, I'll look it up after.
N-O-O.
Actually, no, that reminds me of a paper I read. I think it's by Dr.
But-
Selvick.
Perfect.
Selvig, nice.
That I actually.
That's right, that lady.
Yeah, this bitch.
Is there a problem, officer?
Oh, stepping
Yeah,
on the
her
carpet
shoes.
too. Come on now.
Department. of
Disrespect.
Excuse me, Miss Agent.
And take your shoes off.
Yep.
Next time, remove your shoes.
Yeah. I think we're right. She's borderline a little.
Yeah, I think she's a. She was probably at the White House November 6th.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Kamala.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
These people, your family?
I'm like, can you please, Marvel, teleport that spread to my house?
Bring that at the next Avenger Con, Feige. Make it happen, San Diego Comic Con.
Friend, huh? You are more than a friend.
I'm
I assure
loving
you.
this show
Okay.
for all the colors,
Colors,
and
yeah.
I was
the
so
costuming and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of
I like how she's smart enough to keep the bangle covered.
I love the henna work.
Right? Alright. Oh, hey, hey.
Hey, oh, hey, oh.
It's not a thing you are, Kamala.
It's what you do.
The thing you do.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I was making a Batman joke.
Yeah. So they,
I swear, if there's some like A6 or something like that, like, no, okay.
Mask.
Oh, that's cool.
so that's where she gets the mask.
Oh, so you got
Okay.
3D printed. That's kind of
So
cool.
instead of wearing the
Right.
big headdress, you can wear that, I guess.
Now the real question is, how did he know exactly her face shape?
Well, he's her best friend.
Like, ugh. Because he made the original helmet, or maybe she made the. They
Helmet,
worked on a
yeah.
helmet together.
And if you need the energy of the sun, think about how big the margin of error must be.
Try again. This time, like you have a social life.
Right?
Can you help them?
That was funny.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I should be insulted because of the fact that I understood that perfectly the first time.
I got into Caltech.
What?
I was gonna tell you, but I was too busy bench pressing. Yeah,
I think some shows miss little points like this.
wedding time.
Feels like an Apple commercial.
The new iPhone 13 with wedding photo shots.
Now in 4K.
Yeah. The most important day of your life. Brought to you by Apple.
Do you accept Amir Khan as your husband? Do you accept Amir Khan as your husband? Do you accept Amir Khan as your husband?
Oh, I do.
It's confirmation.
Really?
That's in
You
threes.
accept Taika Helmet. You are now husband and wife. Takbir!
Hello, Akbar.
Takbir!
Nice. Hello, Akbar.
Wow.
Nice.
Very accurate, I guess, probably.
I'm not asking anymore.
Oh, shit.
Told you she was evil.
Evil.
Be giving the Jen a bad name. What's up, man?
Now, I guess the real question is, by the end of this season, is she going to get both?
Oh, she'll be like,
bangles?
Honestly, it's just good fun, isn't it?
Damn. Who are you?
Looks like the auntie got a hold of Bruno.
Yeah, what's up, Auntie?
All right.
Hey, Auntie.
hey, auntie. Sounds somewhat familiar.
I think you're thinking about the Black Eyed Peas, the Fergie song. Wait, is that the Hulk outfit?
That's what I'm looking at. I was like, what's up with those shoulder pads?
Oh, snap. All right, Peter.
I'm like this. We need weddings to be like this. That looks so fun.
In Japan, yeah. We need anything to be kind of fun. Oh, snap. Brown Jovi.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
Now let's stick to the classics, right?
Interesting enough. I wouldn't say this is how the Batman begins, but
yeah,
kind of a similar situation where the League of Shadows show up. Whoa, whoa, shit! Whoa!
Absolutely not.
Oh my god. Like Jurassic Park.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Her friend?
Daddy! Oh.
Damn, B.
Okay. Hey!
Nice. Aw. So
look
cute,
at
he
it.
brought his
Yeah,
keychain.
swinging his little ball around. Come on, man. Use her
It's
fucking
broken.
spider powers. Oh, wow. The fuck?
Did,
Oh,
throw
snap.
moms in front of the train? Her grandma in front of the train?
Maybe.
That's horrible.
DOD's back.
Just be honest with us. You're our daughter.
At this point, I really think she should just like,
Just
yo,
like,
We can't.
this lady said she knew our grandmother.
right? Just be like, because she did do the right thing.
Yeah.
They got to see that. At this point, she's gonna have to, because it's just a collision course of like, she can't keep this normal life. Nani?
Did you see it?
See what?
Did you see the train, beta?
How did you know about that?
Because I saw it
So too.
which is why you have to come. You have to come to Karachi.
Wait, so, hold on a sec. Nani is her dad's mother, right? Because her mom's mother's the one that's missing. The mother's... Okay, so
The mother's mom
Her mother's mom is the
is
one that was missing.
Right, grandma.
So
Yeah.
that grandmother is her father's mother?
No.
No, that's her mother's...
sister. That's her aunt.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Woo.
I'm assuming, yeah. It's kind of what's interesting about this show is that also with some of the names and the connections, because they're using the actual cultural references for like aunt, uncle, so sometimes it's kind of hard to like remember everybody, but either way, yeah. I really like that one. Akon. That's it. All right.
Another one in the bag.
All right, guys. So there. Oops.
Considering I missed.
So there you have
minute?
it, guys. That's the latest episode of Miss Marvel. You have to come to Kamachi. Next one, Kamachi, right? Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm glad that they didn't have it the same time, the same week as the boys' hero-gasm. That would have been awkward.
That would have been awkward.
Yeah, very awkward.
All in all, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine for what it's worth.
Jurassic Park.
Honestly,
reference was
if it were
spot on.
What?
Jurassic Park reference, pretty spot on.
Oh, right. I mean, the train thing. So the only thing I'm really the only thing that I'm like, yeah, how is old girl? Wait a second. You think her aunt? Yeah, you think her aunt? Wait, no, it would be her. No. What is
That's
like
what- a great aunt?
great aunt? Okay, so it'd just be her great aunt. You think she has the other bracelet,
I'm thinking she might.
right? And that's why she could see it.
Because that would have been her sister that was missing.
Right.
So her sister gave it to
Right.
her great aunt
Right.
to keep
Both
safe,
of them, yeah.
and that's why she has
Now I'm very wondering if you
Or-
are you,
it. That one she sent to Kamala, and Kamala has it, and Kamala has to find the other one.
correct. Possibly. Now the interesting thing about it is like, I wonder if your prediction is right. It's like she pushed the old girl in front of the train,
Which would be, but
ran
considering,
a train on her. Yeah.
oh, wow, he put it there like that. Because I'm looking at it's like time period wise, and it's like 1940s stuff like that. Unless they introduce, I mean, outside of things like Captain America, whatever, that's kind of like one of the most powerful things around. I don't know how a Jinn in this universe would die. And it's like getting hit by a train. Would that work? I don't know. Or just destroy their human form or whatever.
I still think that
or try to, and she avoided it at the last minute and used the cover of the train as the train's going by to escape.
I like the 10 rings reference. I thought that was really cool. And I'm
finally.
like, so and Feige did.
So were there 12 rings, and they were made into 2 bangles, and 10 rings were kept?
Oh.
Sorry.
I don't know. No. The Feige did announce yesterday that the next Thanos level are basically the next guided path of the phases.
Celestials.
Is going to be announced in the next couple of months, he said. So whether that be Thor, or whether that be Miss Marvel,
I think right after Thor has its run.
I think so.
Or at least after the first month of its happening, because basically it has a full month.
I personally think
itself. It'll be after that.
But I personally think it's going to be Thor. Whatever the end credits of Thor.
Like with the end credits of Thor.
Yep. It's going to lead into basically, because I can't really think of any other Marvel movie that's coming out anytime soon.
Hold up, actually, that would kind of make sense because everything from the original Avengers.
Yeah.
Thor's the last one to have his own outing, with the exception of Hulk being featured in She-Hulk.
I'm assuming
and Celestials, anything space related would be Thor.
My assumption is that it's going to lead into Secret Wars, possibly. Not Secret Invasion, but Secret Wars. And then, or it's going to say something, or it's going to hint at, and it's finally going to tie in what we're seeing as the 10 rings.
And so
whatever that
Shang-Chi,
thing, he said it was like some sort of beacon. Like, I think Bruce Banner said there was some sort of beacon or tracker at the end of Shang-Chi.
But not Bruce.
Captain Marvel?
No. Wong.
Okay. Something like that. Like they said, it's some sort of like ancient tracker from a long time ago.
And it's something that they're not familiar with.
I'm hoping, this is really me hoping that somehow with the Bengals, it's connected to all of that. That's wishful thinking though, because
like
I really
getting it is what triggered that signal there.
Or something. Or something. And then I'm still banking on the theory that the Jinn are some form of Kree. Like I really,
as opposed
really
to
want
some
that.
form of deviance.
Oh, no, I don't. I would go with the Kree more or less, in that they've been exiled, and that because they've been look like genies or whatever. But they might be wizard versions of the Kree. They might be like what Malekith's original form was. He was like a blue-looking dude. Because I would really, really like to see more development within the Kree world, because of the fact that that's very Captain Marvel-ish in itself,
and that kind of ties into it also.
And they're pushing the scroll thing so much already.
So it kind of fits, because then you get both sides tied together, and then the story.
I would love to see that. Like, I don't know if that's what they're gonna do, another Kree scroll war, but in this version, the scrolls are better than the Kree. I don't know. So. I don't know.
Since Thanos' snap, Kree lost their power. They're no longer top dog.
I don't know.
So now they're on the opposite end of that food chain, and they're trying to.
That's a good question.
Survive.
I mean, but we did talk about this before, and I really do think it's more of a thing of like it's going to be whatever the big bad is going to be, and replacing the Infinity Stone saga. It's going to be a celestial type of mystic, cosmic sort of battle. It's just that Eternals didn't really have the push that I think Marvel was hoping for to really, because I think they probably would have announced it by this point. But oh well, whatever. Anyways, we'll I think they're gonna still keep it grounded in all likelihood. But this is such a well shot show, though. I think so.
Yeah, that and Midnight Suns. When does that?
That's a game. Only.
Only?
Only a game.
So
Yeah,
there goes
throw that out.
My wishful thinking. Never
throw that-
mind.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I guess Blade will just have his own standalone movie
Correct.
instead of having a show with him and
Ghost
the
Rider
Black
and
Knight
Moon
and Ghost
Knight,
Rider.
nah. At this
Oh, well.
moment in time, no. So I don't
No.
know. All right,
All right.
guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Hopefully, it'll get back to now that Obi-Wan is finished. Then I think Miss Marvel will return back to its regular sort of scheduled thing. I'll have more time to edit for you guys, and
Nothing's
we'll.
popping up to replace that void. Is
There is
it? Like
no
they're
void.
like
There
they're
is
taking.
no
There's a
void.
break, and then it's Thor, and nothing's
Oh.
coming out for Disney Plus.
Well, I mean,
right?
no. Basically,
outside of Miss Marvel's show, right now.
Yeah.
So Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. Right
I
now,
mean,
it's kind of
to my
done.
knowledge, to my knowledge, we're basically going to have Miss Marvel up until the season finale and or possibly a week later will be Thor. Because we're already on
That's good to- yeah,
episode 3,
Three,
right?
right.
So yeah. So I think the season finale of Miss Marvel and Thor will be on the same week.
same
I'm
week.
assuming.
Okay.
I got to really think about it myself, but
Yeah.
either way,
Oh, that's good though.
I'm personally kind of happy that we don't have Obi and we don't have two things, but there is going to be another collision course down the line. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's
Umbrella Academy.
no, but She-Hulk and something else. Maybe I want.
She-Hulk is this year.
Yeah. She-Hulk I think is the next one coming up. Actually, it's going to be She-Hulk and something on top of the other one. Maybe Stranger Things. I could be wrong though, but
Oh, that's right. Cause
It's
it
not
had-
a big
but
deal.
The Stranger Thing is only 2 episodes.
yeah.
right?
It's not a big deal. All right, guys.
Either way,
We'll
thank you
talk to
guys.
later.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.